It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Charles Dickens penned these iconic words in 1859, capturing the essence of life's dualities. And it's a sentiment that will likely resonate as long as humans have stories to tell. Life, after all, is a tapestry of extremes, rich and poor, joy and sorrow, victories and failures, all unfolding simultaneously. These contrasting forces are what make a story worth telling. They're what shape the narrative arcs of the most compelling books and, similarly, the chapters of our own lives. So, here's a question to ponder as we begin today's session. If your life were a book, would you read it until the end? Think about that for a moment. Now, let's dig into today's reflection. Imagine your life as a book sitting on a shelf, waiting to be picked up. What would make someone pull it down and flip through its pages? Would they be drawn in by the drama, inspired by the triumphs, or find themselves empathizing with the struggles? Would they want to know how your story ends? The best books have characters we can't help but root for, storylines that challenge the norm, and experiences that connect the personal to the universal. And here's the thing. In your life's narrative, you're not just the main character, you're also the author. But to write a compelling story, you need more than just yourself on the stage. Great stories have multiple perspectives, rich interactions, and supporting characters who help shape the protagonist's journey. It's easy to fall into the habit of making everything revolve around I. After all, we live every moment of our own lives firsthand. But a truly memorable story weaves in we and they as well. Let's look at your life story from a different angle. Take a minute every day to consider the world through the eyes of the people around you. Think of someone who's been having a tough time lately. Can you imagine what it must feel like to be in their shoes? What might they be thinking or worrying about that you haven't considered before? Doing this simple exercise can transform the way you see not just them, but yourself too. Or perhaps think of someone who's recently celebrated a success, a friend who landed a dream job or achieved a personal milestone. Put yourself in their place. What emotions might have been running through them when they received the good news? Practicing this kind of empathetic imagining helps you become a better character in other people's stories and enriches the tapestry of your own. When you step outside your own narrative and explore the experiences of others, something profound happens. You stop waiting for the big adventure or grand purpose to show up in your life and realize that you're living it right now. Every day, every moment is a chapter being written. The highs and lows, the mundane and the monumental, they all contribute to the story arc. Remember that the story of your life began the moment you took your first breath. Each event, each emotion, each decision is part of the journey. Sure, there will be peaks and valleys, moments of triumph and periods of quiet stagnation, but every chapter leads to the next. And what makes it all worthwhile is how you choose to navigate these transitions. Think about it. The hero of every great story faces internal and external conflicts. They struggle, they doubt, and sometimes they lose their way. But they keep moving forward, learning, evolving, and, most importantly, they grow. That's what makes their story compelling. Without these challenges, there would be no depth, no emotional stakes, just a flat, forgettable narrative. And that brings us back to the central question. Are you writing something worth reading? Every story needs character development. In the story of your life, that development is self-awareness. When you begin to see your patterns, why you react a certain way, what motivates you, what holds you back, you start to shape the narrative consciously. But self-awareness is a double-edged sword. While it can help you grow, it can also lead to second-guessing and self-criticism if you're not careful. A person with strong self-awareness learns to distinguish which thoughts to trust and which to question. They understand that being the author means rewriting as needed, cutting out toxic behaviors, adding new, healthier habits, and letting go of plot lines that no longer serve the bigger picture. Who are your supporting characters? Look around you. Who are the supporting characters in your story? These are the people who shape your world, friends, family, mentors, even the brief encounters that leave a mark. Great stories are driven by relationships that push the main character to be better, stronger, wiser. Don't just surround yourself with people who keep you comfortable. Find the ones who challenge you to grow. At the end of the day, every story has an ending. No matter how long or short, every tale must come to a close. And when the last chapter is written, will you look back at the narrative and feel proud? Will it be filled with characters you loved and learned from? Adventures both ordinary and extraordinary, and moments of personal transformation? That's what keeps us turning the pages, both as readers and as authors. For today's reflection, take a few moments to outline the main elements of your story so far. Who are your supporting characters? What have been your greatest challenges? What are the key lessons you've learned? Write down your thoughts in a notebook or digital journal. Then, ask yourself, what kind of character do I want to be moving forward? This small exercise can help you see your life from a different perspective and inspire you to craft the next chapter with intention and purpose. Your story is yours to write. Make it one that you're excited to keep reading and one that others would be inspired to learn from. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, keep turning the pages.